Well, watch the tree. Love it. Oh gosh, look at this mess I made. Just junk everywhere. Receivers all over the place. Anyways, guys, it's my OCD kicking in. All right, so we want to use our own radio for our ROBAN helicopters or Flywing, whatever. This is particularly a ROBAN EC135. So I'll be covering that model for this video. And the radio that I'm using here is a Flysky paladin pl18. It's the first gen because there's a new one, the Ultra. So if you have an Ultra, I'm not sure if it's going to be the same. I'm assuming that you have this receiver right here because the one that I'm using is the 8-channel, this little puppy. Very light, very similar to the size of the stock receiver that comes with it, except that this is a second generation frequency hopping. It uses AFHDS2. This one uses 3. All right, so you have to basically turn, so your radio can talk to this receiver using iBUS to send data. You're gonna basically turn your radio into that language. So swipe on over until you get to receiver setting right here. And then you wanna go to custom port protocol. And then select iBUS out. And this one would be automatically selected. NPA iBUS out will be automatically selected. So once you do that, you're gonna wanna connect the servo lead that goes into your flight controller to talk to your receiver, to communicate. You're gonna wanna connect that to, I hope I can get this, right up here on this top section, this top deck. Let me see if I can show. On the third pin, from left to right, the third pin is gonna be called servo. You can't see it, guys, I'm really sorry. There it kinda is right there, you can see it. It says servo, all right? You wanna connect that there. So then once you go ahead and plug in your helicopter into your computer, which I'm gonna do right now, hang on. All right, my helicopter's plugged in. Make sure that you're using a USB-C, sorry. What the hell's wrong with me? USB-C, plug it into the USB port right there, and this will begin flashing turquoise, double flashing. If it's not working for some reason, you have to try a different cable because it has to be like a data type cable. It can't be just a dollar store USB-C or anything like that. Once you're in there, I'm assuming you've already downloaded Mission Planner. If you haven't, do so, because to do this, you're gonna need it. And then once you connect, of course, sorry for the glare, guys. It's daytime, it's bright as heck over here. In my case, it's COM port 3. And I'm sorry you really can't see that, but yours might be different. Yours might be 5, 6, 4, 2, who knows. Once you do that, and you have that connected there, you're gonna go over here and hit connect, and then just wait for a second and let it boot up. It's basically communicating with the flight controller and getting all the data and stuff. All right, so here we are. All right, let me minimize all this stuff right here because what you're gonna see is this. You're gonna see this screen like this, okay? So you're gonna go to setup, right? And when you go to setup, you go to mandatory hardware, which I already had clicked. And then go to check to see if things are working and moving around and stuff like that, you can go to fail safe. And it's gonna prompt you with ensure your props are not on the plane or helicopter. You just hit okay, because I don't have a battery plugged in there, so all good in the hood. And then move your sticks around, left, right, you know, you're gonna see like that top one, this one up here. I'm moving right roll, left roll, and I'm gonna pitch forward, and then I'm gonna let go of forward and pitch back, let go of back, and then use the yaw right there, let go of yaw left, let go of yaw, and then throttle up, or collective up, and then collective down. So same thing with your switches. For instance, this is my return to home. I'm gonna hit return to home. Boom, it's this guy right here, return to home, which is radio 7. Okay, and my flight modes, that's loiter. I have my switch all the way up to the top, and then ATT or altitude hold in the middle, and then acro all the way down. So putting it right back up, and this one here is my arming switch, you know, the switch that we hate. In case we hit it, we lose our helicopter. Well, mine isn't a switch. I'll show you guys what I did. If you have this radio, you're in luck because it's so convenient. All right, so now another important thing is that you're gonna wanna do, let me go ahead and disconnect out of here because I don't need to change anything right now. Also, fair warning. So my light is not working anymore. I don't know what happened. If I start messing with the values on Mission Planner, it'll flicker and sometimes go full bright, but then it'll dim out and flicker and stay like that no matter what I do, no matter how I change the values. I think I cooked something in there, which I don't really care. I don't care. Honestly, I do not care for the light. In fact, I'm taking the light off my little bird over there. So, all right, so as far as switches goes, all right. So basically this is how I have mine, right? This is my return to home. Hit the switch down and the helicopter comes back home, okay? This is my flight modes. So up all the way is GPS, middle position is ATT or angle mode if you want to leave it. I recommend ATT or alt hold. Ed has a video and I'll put it in the link of my description, and you go to his video and he'll show you how to switch that. And then all the way down, of course, is manual mode. I'll tell you a story about that. There's always got to be a guinea pig to test things out. Normally I had that light, I had that light switch for this one here, my auxiliary. If you have landing gear for the Airwolf or water stuff falling down or whatever. But for some reason mine isn't working, which I don't honestly care. I don't. Also, quick, my experience flying with a different radio as opposed to the one that comes with it, dude, the helicopter flies so much better. It flies way better. Like, it feels like different. So it's a huge upgrade when you go from one of those to like a Spectrum or a good, you know, flagship radio. Like, I love this radio. I used it for all my jets and stuff like that. It's freaking awesome. All right, so to change your switches, sorry for all the talking, guys. You know, you're my friends. Come on, I gotta talk. You go to function assign, and here you have, don't mess with these for the rudder, aileron, elevator, throttle. All you want is the auxiliaries. Because once you assign them, for instance, if you go like, let's say, let's just do a dummy one. Let's say auxiliary 9, right? I don't want to change any of mine. But you go to auxiliary 9. Let's say if you're gonna start hitting a switch. Once you hit a switch, I'm sure you guys know this, but once you hit a switch, for example, I'm gonna hit this one right here, it'll automatically detect it, and that's it. It's that switch now. So if you made a mistake and you want to revert or take it off, just click that right there, and then come back to this arrow and hit back. All right. So if you want to follow mine, that's fine. You can do that, and it's actually quite intuitive. Right, from 5 through 8. Okay, so you can pause that screen right there if you want. But just to a quick recap here, this is my my kill switch, which is freaking awesome. I'm actually gonna like put like a little red sticker around it so I know. It's awesome because once you land, because you know obviously you gotta bring the unless you're using return to home, but I like to do it myself on ATT. So once you land, I initially had the kill switch on that one, but then I had to like kind of funk around just to get to it. So instead, this is more convenient. So this is where I put it. So it's basically a push in switch. You push it in, it stays in. You push it out and it stays out, right? And then of course, right here is your flight modes. Okay. And then your return to home. All right. And your auxiliary down here. Guys, I am not liable if you make any damages to your auxiliary, your light, and it's not working. That's not my fault. I don't know. I could have myself messed something up, and I don't know. And then you guys may be fine. So, but me, I don't even care about a light on that. It's cool and all, but I don't care. All right. So, also, you guys, I know if you haven't done this yet, you see how it returns to the middle. So there's a video on that. It'll be on the link of my description. WTF RC Cars. He does a fantastic little video on how to do that. But basically what it is, it's in the back. Sorry, I got my thing on, but there's just some screws back here where you use a little small screwdriver and you loosen one about three rotations. And then when you do that, you'll see the stick go up to the middle, blah, blah, blah. You'll see, watch the video. I'll put it in the link so you guys can see it. It's freaking worth it. So, and it makes everything so much like how it is on the original radio. Guys, if there's something I'm missing out on this, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll do the best to get back to you and try to get you on your way. Whew. All right, guys, here I am. Got the Flysky. Power it on. Fortunately, I won't be able to see. Also, when you power it on, you're gonna have to hold the throttle down until it turns on, because otherwise it'll give you that warning saying that throttle stick position, blah, blah, blah. There's a setting for that. You can turn that off. I'm gonna plan to do that. So, and I'll show you guys how to do it. All right, so we're gonna plug her in. Make sure you put your canopy on so that, and then from the back of the helicopter inside the you can actually see the light flashing. You won't see it from this position, but I see it. So it's doing the double flash like that. No problem. Just sit tight, burn in the sun for a little while because it is hot. My pool's green because it's being repaired, and we're basically repairing the entire backyard. We're fixing everything. There was a shed here and it got blown away from the hurricane. I live in Florida, so you know we gotta pay a price to live in paradise. Anyway, this isn't about that. Let's see what we got. Still waiting. It usually connects pretty quick. There we go, we're connected now. So we're gonna do the usual. On the radio, we're gonna hit to 5 o'clock for about 4 to 5 seconds. And we have a solid green light, and we're gonna press the start button. We're gonna take off on GPS. Make sure that my hat's pointing good. Here I go. All right, so we're on GPS right now. It'll somewhat hold its position because it's kind of gusty, windy. And now we're gonna hit ATT. All right, we're on ATT mode now. I swear, I feel like the helicopter just flies better. It has a lot more bank angle. I love it. I love being able to control my helicopter using my own radio. As you guys can see, I don't know if you can see that, but I got the radio on using a like a radio shoulder harness thing. So much better, and I'm a pincher, so it makes sense. Well, watch the tree. Love it. Such a cool helicopter. All right, let's get up and do some like circles. All right, guys, there you have it. It is hot. I want to go inside. And then I can hit the switch. It's just so much better, guys. And you would not accidentally hit that. I think that Roban, Flywing, all those, you know, ready to fly helicopters, they should have a plug and play option that you can put your own stuff in it. That way it'll be a little bit cheaper, maybe like $50, $60 cheaper. Because, you know, we start collecting those radios, and then, not that the radio's bad and all, but most of us have our own, you know, controllers, and they should do like how they do with the airplanes, plug and play. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Oh, and if you're wondering, this is just eggs shells that we're going to crush up to put into plants, because it's good for the plants. Bye.